Oh, hello, everyone. Welcome into the PHNX Rising podcast. Appreciate everyone. What are you looking for there,
I don't
Owen?
see a tattoo, man.
This is not good for those of you who are going to be listening to this on audio, but those of you visual people who are watching the show live, it's nice to see everyone, of course, at our show on Tuesday. And then, Owen got some fun on Thursday, getting some content, little champions, little championes, all these.
Well, Max should have been
all
there
these
to
good
get
things.
his tattoo, but he wasn't there.
Yeah.
He wasn't there. Would you believe it?
No, of course.
He wasn't there.
Of course, I want to save save it for the diehards and for the people. That's why we're just sitting on this. We're waiting. That's all.
For the people.
Yeah.
For the people.
Yeah, for the people. That's why we're waiting.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys. Yes, I'm not dodging this. No. I'm not dodging anything.
Max dodges bets all the time.
No. We got it all wrong. We got it all wrong here. We got
All
it
wrong, all wrong.
Oh man, but you know what we didn't get wrong? We actually got it right, guys. We're gonna be talking some PHNX Rising 2023 awards, man. This is gonna be fun. We'll get into it a bit later in the show with a little bit of the short list, some honorable mentions, the winner, all that stuff. But just to kind of give a preview of how we did this, right? We had we had a lot of different people voting. We had some media votes, we had diehard votes, and then we had fan votes.
It was a third each.
Yeah, and I mean, man.
Nice
in terms of you gave me a number of how many fans, not diehards media, but just fans.
Over 100
That's
fans.
Crazy, man.
Opted in and voted.
Let's go
in the PHNX Rising Awards. So we've got a lot of stuff there.
Yeah.
A lot of people voted. A lot of fun things. We've got some other things as well. I mean, before we'll get into the awards later, won't we? We'll run through some other stuff though first, just to kind of.
There's a lot of USL action, baby.
We're going to hand out. There's a lot of stuff going on in USL.
Oh, yeah.
It's an off season, but hey, people are busy.
Yeah,
People
they
are busy.
Yeah,
what I'll say here, we also need to look at our fantasy results, and apparently someone won.
Someone won.
Yeah, it was me.
What the? Whoa!
I'm going to ruin it. I'm going to ruin it.
Rigged.
Yeah, I actually won.
I was close.
You didn't submit a team for the final.
I'm going to be honest, I forgot that.
He forgot to submit a team for the final.
Busy,
Max
busy
dropped
me over
down
here.
the standings quite a bit, unfortunately, as a result of
Who
that.
seen that coming?
He did still finish ahead of Reese, who did submit.
Got him! I finished out of Reese, and I didn't even submit.
I actually won the final because, as Reese can attest to, he's going to say that I rigged it. But
we're all going to say
I
that.
showed him
everyone
the
in
date
the chat,
that I saved the file
rigged,
that said it was my picks.
Buddy,
and
you
I featured Segbers, Mark Hanick, so the assist in the goal for Charleston.
Uh-huh.
And I had both Mo and Stenberg, the assist in the goal on Rising.
Listen, all I know in the conference championships, you essentially copied me verbatim, and you still finished below me. So
yeah, I did. Yeah,
I don't know what to say.
But I won.
Do better.
Bandidos Bluebird finished overall in second with
Siley gets it
133.
rigged. Let's go.
Thank you, Andrew Carlton. Luke Berry in third place, 130. Devon Blackwell finished fourth with 129. John Morrissey, 128, as did Travis Ricketts. Then you got my mum finished just behind that on 116. Michael Vanderplas on 114. BJ Blinston on 101. Max with 89.
Yeah.
Eric Bales with 80. Kev with 79. Reese with 71. And Harry from San Antonio with 55.
Paul said proper rig. I do want to ask Reese. Did you submit for all 4 rounds?
He skipped one of them.
You did skip one of them. Okay.
I think it was a conference final. You skipped, Reese?
I thought he
nods.
did.
He nods.
Okay, that's understandable. Are we saying though that I finished ahead of some people who did all 4 rounds?
You did, yeah.
We're not going to shame here, but
only one who did.
Here we go.
Rounds.
This guy. Let's go. You guys would have been sorry if I actually did something in the finals. Let's go. Yeah. But hey, it's pretty fun. We had a good time here. I mean, right? The Evans family mopping up pretty well in the with those top 3 positions. Definitely playing a nice first and second. Playing a nice first and second there.
And then down there in 7th. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
127. Not bad.
It's been fun. It's been fun doing this. I mean, I know we've done, certain things like this before, but I mean, this, especially for like the short notice and like, hey, turning around, making the playoffs a little bit more enticing. Guys, we thought that, hey, Phoenix Rising, they're not going to go all the way. So like, at least it's going to be something to, make it entertaining. And well,
They went
that's
all
a
the way.
bonus.
Well,
That's a
Max, you
bonus.
didn't think they were going to go all the way. Rumor has it maybe that's why you made a certain bet.
No. That's
Okay.
That's not it. That's not it. We don't have to get into that. Nah, that's not it. That's not it. No, but it's fun. We'll definitely be, looking to do some more things right. I mean, especially around these moments, USL stuff, of course, other things going on internationally, in tournaments, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. You guys know. Keep rocking with us. We're going to have some fun.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. Let's talk about in the USL, though. Let's
do it.
Let's kick off with some around the USL. So we're going to do that before we get into the awards. We're going to get on with just, there's a lot of stuff going on around the league in the minute.
There is.
Should we start with RGV?
Yeah.
Wilmer Cabrera departing
That's
RGV as manager. Obviously, there's been a lot of rumors swirling around RGV lately as to what it is that their direction is, what way they're going with that. Yeah, it's been an interesting one, but Cabrera out in RGV.
Yeah.
What do you think, Max?
Yeah, I mean, man, it's kind of one of those things like you're working with what you have. I think it was a team from what you can see, and like, I don't know, there wasn't always a ton of consistency, even whether it's on the pitch side, but even just, I don't think they're one of those giants in terms of spenders, and I'm not trying to infuriate San Antonio in here or any fans of them, but no, it's
San Antonio,
oh
big
boy,
spenders.
triple the amount. No, but on the real, it's
San Antonio are actually big spenders. That's the funny thing.
No,
about
I know that is the irony of it all. No, but I think when you kind of look at them, how they stacked up in the landscape, you always kind of thought that if they're in playoffs or hovering around that line, like I think that's overachieving for them. I think he did bring some stability. I guess, like, am I surprised by the change a bit? But also, like, I get it. You're trying to move forward. You're trying to move better. We'll see. I'm kind of like indifferent about it, honestly.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. One other change that happened today: El Paso Locomotive announcing their new kit manufacturer.
I see a little hummel right there.
Yeah,
around the middle. Around the middle.
I mean, it's we don't have the image for you. For those of you watching on video, and obviously if you're on audio, you can see it.
Crest in the middle of the kit.
When you see those like comments that teams put out, and it'll be like, it's all in the details.
Oh gosh,
it's all in the
favorite.
details.
That's a favorite.
And then you look at it and go, what details? It's a white shirt.
Got him.
That's where it is, right?
That's where that is. The details.
It is a white shirt.
That's the details.
With a middle badge, effectively, that makes it look. I don't know. It looks weird to me. I don't like it. Middle badges can work. Centered badges can work, but I don't think in this case it necessarily does. With like one or two little weird things that are hidden in there, while everything else is just a sponsor logo, a little bit of blue trim, boring
sponsor logo,
stuff.
Who the hell wants that, bro? What are you doing? It's like
Max, big partnerships guy, Max Simpson.
Only if they're my partners, baby.
There we go. So yeah, there's that. I do see in the poll with Robbie Nielsen's the top manager. Tampa will be one to watch, unfortunately. He's right, actually, and especially the way, and we can talk a little bit about silly season, of course, is underway in USL Championship. And look, my understanding at the moment, and again, there's a lot of pieces going around. We can only go on what various sources tell us, but at the moment, some of the things I'm hearing about Tampa and the recruitment they're doing, they could be one to watch this year. They could really. I mean,
aren't they always?
They normally are, right? But it sounds like we've got a very aggressive Tampa Bay Rowdies in the off-season free agent market. We'll have to see how that one pans out. Meanwhile, I think I've heard this from a few places now, so I think we're good enough to say that sources are suggesting that there are some links between former San Diego Loyal striker Ronaldo Damas and Colorado Springs. It sounds as though the team are indeed in for him. We'll have to see if that one pans out.
Speed, man.
Yeah,
not a bad fit there. Just kind of looking a bit, even how Colorado Springs has played stylistically, like to go down that wing, put things in the mixer. I mean, we saw that's how he scored very early on in that Rising playoff match. You like it? Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah,
that's
it makes sense for them.
It does.
Right. As again, there's a lot of movement, a lot of stuff going on right now. We're talking about New Mexico. Two former Rising players that they have managed to keep on the books over there for next season in both Santi Moa and Greg Hurst.
Yeah.
But the biggest news coming out of New Mexico, of course, there was a city council meeting yesterday, which I sat through. And if we ignore the fact that the one guy was making fun of, poking light at the homeless issue, which
that was. I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at that. It's more of like
what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm not laughing at that. It's the absurdness of like city council meetings are already kind of bonkers. Then you add in the factor of, okay, we're talking about stadiums, we're talking about like what that all looks like, and then you add in just like the wild factor of New Mexico. It's a perfect storm. Storm.
Yeah, but I mean, I can pull the actual quote up now on this one. We've seen homeless in this community. Well, currently we have an amazing soccer team that's homeless. They're playing on a baseball field.
He also mentioned like
that's
a swimming pool in there too.
I mean, we had the usual, the guy up there calling for no fireworks, don't let them use air horns, don't let them sell alcohol. It's great stuff. But ultimately, the city council in Albuquerque did vote by a 7-2 margin to agree a lease for New Mexico United to build a stadium that they're going to have to put their own money into, even though there's a bit of state money for some infrastructure improvements on the site, into building a stadium that'll be 8,000 to 10,000. Won't be ready for next year. Will be after that. To give them actually their own ground out on the Balloon Fiesta Park. So it'll be an interesting one. They won't be allowed to host games during Balloon Fiesta, which means that if the playoffs should happen during that time, which given that this happens like that first half of October, wouldn't take much calendar fluctuation on USL's side to push necessarily a playoff game into that one. They potentially have to forfeit hosting rights for that game or find an alternative venue. I mean, again, there's still a lot of other things. There was some interesting stuff just to pull out there, even, about how they said that USL right now are, looking for 6,000 plus in terms of stadium seating right now, and that's an important one. Actually, the PLS only require 5,000, which is still more than we saw Charleston have. Yes. But they did ultimately vote for it. There's a lot of question and answer in there. It was an interesting one, but there we go. There is progress towards a stadium in Albuquerque for New Mexico United.
Yeah, I mean, holds a lot of balloons.
Yeah,
holds a lot of balloons. I've been there. I've been there myself. Actually, one of the redeeming parts of Albuquerque, New Mexico.
I'll say this though as well. Actually, one last comment from me in our little around the USL segment. Of course, I mentioned earlier silly season underway. It sounds as though PHNX Rising are also well underway with silly season. It sounds as though people are starting to find ways of picking up pens and putting them to paper. And,
breaking news.
I can't name any names at this stage. Can't name any names on here at this stage, but
we'll get an exclusive.
There is movement coming. Movement coming.
Let's go. That's awesome. Okay. Around the USL action, did a little fantasy league. Anything else? Anything else talking points?
Yeah, when you get this tattoo, Max.
Anyway, no, actually, I think we're good. Without further ado, I know we want to move on to the awards. Anything else outside of that?
Every time that I mention the tattoo, Max clicks on his phone, so he has this picture of his girlfriend staring at him.
No,
who will be absolutely livid if Max gets a tattoo that features his cartoon head. Am I wrong?
You know what helps with me when I'm in this dilemma? 4 Peaks. Nothing like the cold, refreshing 4 Peaks brewery. Let me just go ahead and cheers, buddy. Suns are playing tonight.
Not until you do the tattoo.
I want to cheer.
I want to toast. Fine.
Sucker. Shout out 4 Peaks. Shout out 4 Peaks. It's fantastic. Little ASMR for you folks. We're drinking the Suns brew. Guys, they don't just have the beers for all the teams. I got a little something. Damon's going to hate that I just banged that on the table.
That sounded atrocious, I'm sure.
Damon's going to hate it. Jacob's going to hate it. But here we go. It's their 4 Peaks Holiday Cheers Advent Calendar box. I'll say this I'm very strong and there's so much beer in here. That's why I'm just effortlessly holding it.
It's an empty box
don't tell them that they don't know. But
yes, they do, because I just told them.
But they're listening on audio as well. They don't know. But anyway, for those of you who are watching, right, they have little Advent things of like, boom, this is normally full of beers. You can get them at their A Street Pub. It's a different beer for every day within December, guys. You can literally drink and celebrate the holidays. Again, one more time, boom. get a nice different beer. They have all different kinds, not only the ones that they
If there
sell.
was actually drink in there, to be fair, I'd be very concerned the way you were swinging that round.
This is, well, again,
like,
this
you
is
gotta
why-
look
that's why
after
it's
that
not.
stuff there, Max.
Yeah, that's fair. But no, on the real, it's fun. It's we did this last year where we cracked open the advent calendar box. And there's some like unique beers that you're really just never gonna find. Again, so shout out Fort Peaks, get their advent calendar beer box. 8th Street Pub in Tempe. Boom, there you go. Must be 21 years older to enjoy responsibly. Also, want to shout out, of course, friends at OG's Brands. Friends at OG's Brands, baby. You see the nice little sign behind me. You see the little lower third on screen. Got an exclusive deal for you guys. Use code PHNX for 25% off at ZenLeafDispensaries.com. Again, PHNX. That's the code. 25% off. That's what you get.
Max is buying
ZenLeafDispensaries.com. It only goes through November 30th. I have it on good authority. That is next week. So you have till next week. November 30th is the last day. Save that money. It's 25% off. It's fantastic. Guys, the sativas, the indicas, the fruits, the creams, get it all. Zen Leaf Dispensaries. There's multiple Zen Leaf dispensaries throughout the valley. It's a fantastic deal. Also, you guys are supporting us by doing it. So shout out us, shout out you guys, shout out our friends at OG's Brands. Again, promo code PHNX, 25% off. ZenLeafDispensaries.com. OGs, must be 20 years or older to enjoy responsibly.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Are we ready?
I'm ready as we're ever going to be.
We ready? The PHNX Rising end of season awards. And we're going to get these kicking off. So just to go through now, just to lay some groundwork here. Over 100 fans voted in this one.
Again, incredible.
So that's a third of the vote on that. We gave our Diehards a vote as well. They came in at a third as well. And then we assembled a group of media who've covered the team and covered the league and invited them to vote as well. And they count for the final.
I just want to point out this importance of this again. Shout out to everyone who's voted. Special shout out to Diehards. You guys literally have the same weightedness as media, people who are given credentialed stuff for this, and fans, of which there are many. Shout out Diehards. You guys are special. We appreciate you.
Yeah, and they made some good choices, I think, along the way. But let's kick in. So we're going to start with the first category we're going to do. I mean, this is the other thing as well. Max doesn't know the results of these.
That's a bold, by the way.
Max is learning these along with you.
I don't like that.
You said you loved it earlier. You agreed with me when I brought this up.
I say things.
He says a lot of things, like how he's going to get a tattoo.
Got him.
So, what we're going to do, I'm going to name the top 3 in each category as we go along. So we'll do the category. I'll name the top 3. Then I'll name the third place.
Okay.
And then we'll name the winner.
Okay.
Let's
go.
So, the top 3 we'll start with regular season win. So this is given to the most enjoyable regular season win.
Let's go.
We're going to name them now. The top 3 are Memphis 901, the 6-0 victory on the 1st of July.
That was enjoyable.
Sacramento Republic, the 2-1 win at home on the 30th of August.
That was gritty.
Detroit City, the 5-0 win
Ooh.
on the 16th of September.
Okay.
In third place,
Oh.
with 17% of the weighted vote, is the September 16th win over Detroit City.
Okay. That's fair.
The winner, the most enjoyable result in the regular season, the biggest regular season win of the year. Drum roll. This is like the least interesting of the categories, pretty much. This is why I'm starting this way. Goes to the August 30th win of a Sacramento Republic.
That's true. Yeah.
We take a look now at the full breakdown. Thank you to producer Damon. Sac Republic takes it with 22% of the weighted vote. The fans were big fans of this one. Over 27%. Well, 27% of you voted for that win over Sac Republic. The Memphis one coming in second with a 20% over all. Now, Max, who did you vote for on this one? Because we can break this down a bit more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, are we talking about like amongst these 3 or just in general?
In general. I mean, we can talk about these 3. I mean, the Sac one, I understand it, right? It was one of those midweek games that I think had just an extra edge to it in terms of, this team had lost 4-0 away from home to that same team just about a month prior.
Yep.
And they come out and just manage to ultimately, take down a very good opponent at home.
Yeah, I think this was one, if you look at that sack game and how this team was trending and just things that were going on, I think that I don't know, especially how they were kind of demolished a bit earlier in the season 4-0. You're thinking, hey man, we'll take that. We'll take a draw at home. We want to win, but we'll go from there. And that was a gutsy performance. That was one where SAG is always a threat, but they made it happen. And I think that was, I wouldn't call that a shift. We already kind of talked about, I guess, in the way the Sacramento away match was very much a turning point for this team. But I think if you're talking about a galvanizing win of sorts, I think that very much could be one. I also noted in that graphic that the Diehards were very much, I think they had the same voting percentage for all 3 of those matches.
Yeah, can I just shout out as well, actually, here, Michael with a comment there. Some would say it was wall punching good.
That's what some might say.
To be fair, yeah, for those of you who haven't known, there's actually a hole that was at one stage punched in the wall.
So that was actually the match that I believe there was an away hole punching as well. That was actually the match that I voted for. That was my favorite regular season win, away to Vegas.
I actually voted for something different. I voted for the New Mexico away game because I felt that was one of those games where everything just kind of clicked.
Yeah.
Obviously, a win against a team like that is one that you savor, you enjoy. And I think that on a night where really Rising could have had 4, 5, maybe 6.
Yeah.
They didn't do it, but to see that kind of football coming together away from home against a team that is very much disliked, really, really felt
especially
good.
Especially the Open Cup earlier in the year. It's just a
disappointment.
Just a lot of, again, you call what you want, call what a rivalry, but listen, animosity nonetheless. That is part of a rivalry, whatever. That was a match.
We move on to the next category. Our next category is, again, we're sticking with wins. So we're going to go with the best playoff win. Now, the top 3 on this one, probably not going to surprise anyone as I name them. The 4-3 extra time win over San Diego Loyal.
Yeah.
The 2-1 win over Sacramento Republic.
Yep.
And, of course, the win from 12 yards out against Charleston Battery.
I think that,
final.
there's... No, it doesn't surprise me. I think it's amazing that top 3 out of 4. The one we had to leave off one. The fact that cool, no big deal. The one we're leaving off is just a 115th minute winner. Where just the stands go nuts. That one was left off because everything was just that darn good.
Yeah,
Let's go.
So in 3rd place with 6% of the weighted vote.
Ooh, low.
Was the 2-1 win over Sacramento Republic. Now, what does that tell you? If that's 6%, that means we got some really high ones up here.
My word.
But
wow.
It was close to 2-1, ultimately, the decision between our 2nd and 3rd. The winner, the best playoff win. Drum roll. Who'd have guessed it? It was the final.
Yeah, there we go.
Coming in with 62% overall in the weighted vote there. Fans picked it high. Diehards picked it high. Yeah. Media gave a good chunk towards that San Diego victory, of course. Diehard. Shoot. Across the board, right? Diehards love that. Fans love that. Media love that. Very massive. I think that's the interesting thing about this, right? Is well, it had to be one of the 2, didn't it? I think the top 2 is correct.
I agree.
Because the San Diego one carries different emotive things to it as well. But when you
what does it carry?
Producer Damon laughs. Yeah. They're in a box. Yeah. San Diego Loyal is in a box. And the locals have decided they're going to support San Diego FC now as well. Do you see that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I know, right? So, look, I personally voted for the San Diego one. I wouldn't disagree with Charleston winning it. I personally voted for San Diego.
Yeah. Again,
it was just that night, I think, and it's one of those things. Don't get me wrong, right? The final was special. It was different. For those of you who weren't there on that night as well to experience it, I don't know if it fully sinks in just everything coming together.
Yeah.
Owain is just the world's biggest hater, and it's awesome.
That's not a new development. That's been well known for a while.
It's very well known.
Sweeter than winning the championship was putting Loyal in a box.
Putting Loyal in a box. Yes, sweeter than that. Putting Loyal in a box. This man. No, man. I think it's crazy how that San Diego match was just absolutely bonkers. Not only in the fashion how it happened, the 120th minute winner. Not only that it put them in a box, but just a bonkers match. They equalized at the death. You go in and you're thinking it's surely going to kicks. It doesn't, and even just the call or the non-call for those people who are watching on most broadcasts of and Phoenix score.
Yeah.
Like that was it.
It goes in.
It goes in. It
goes in.
So funny enough, I actually voted for the, let's see, what's it called? The third place one. I actually voted for in my mind. Listen, I was very tempted to go with the final because I mean, truly, that was shocker. That was amazing. I actually did go with the what's it called? The one against Sacramento.
Yeah. You
went
Sac. You were the only media member to do so. Actually, I'll reveal that one.
I did.
You were the only media member.
Yeah, I went Sac. It was I think it was just, I don't know, the way it kind of happened. There really wasn't too much in that. You're thinking like, okay, it's up 1-0. Sac hadn't surrendered a winning game at home. They haven't lost. And sure as heck they did, the fashion that it happened. But to me, I think really that kind of made that memorable is really what you didn't see if you weren't there. The players going over and just embracing the supporters, everyone who went there, Sacramento fans.
San Antonio fans are crying.
San Antonio fans were crying. Sacramento fans were incredibly unsavory and doing things that were absolutely gross where they're throwing trash. That's not the part of it. But I think just like how much that the crowd, that the rising supporters who traveled just absolutely took it to everyone. And of course, the players coming over may have smashed up some furniture accidentally, quote unquote. It was accidentally, but that was just...
It was accidentally, but also that table was never...
That was crystal clear in my mind.
To hold the weight of Carlos Harvey jumping
that
on
man,
it.
That crystal clear
was always going to smash.
Crystal clear in my mind where the players jump over the advertising boards. They then embrace the fans and literally just the furniture. It was there, and they metaphorically said, bleep your couch. It was just all everywhere. Love it. Let's go.
All right, Let's move on. The next category is we're gonna have a goal of the year. Okay, we're going goal of the year.
I like it. It's a hot category.
The top three: Manuel Arteaga's bicycle kick against Las Vegas Lights on August 26th.
Oh yeah.
Emil Cuello's winner against Sacramento Republic in the conference final.
I mean, also a banger.
And John Stenberg's equalizer at the very end of that championship game.
Legend. Flu game. Legend.
Yeah. The goal that finished in third place with 10 or 11% when you round it of the weighted votes was Manuel Arteaga's attempted victory.
When you say all those three, it's not surprising, but again, the context, a literal freaking bicycle kick
outside the area
from like 30 yards out.
Not 30, but it was a while way out.
Bro, it's crazy. Let's go.
The winner of goal of the season with 36% of the weighted votes was Emi Cuello.
Whoa!
With the winner against Sacramento Republic. It took 50% of the media vote.
Okay.
Again, I voted for Arteaga, okay?
I also voted for Arteaga. That was just wow.
What a goal that one was. But yeah.
We literally we were there in Vegas. We were in the press box because it was towards the beginning of the second half, and we kind of look up and look away, and we just see people running, and we're like, wait, what just happened? We didn't even fully see it.
I think we need, look, what I'll say on this one is I think it's a degree of recency bias. And I understand it, right? Especially because, of course, we didn't have the full list of the full, like, video with the goals next to it and all kind of stuff like that, right? I understand it. And again, the Cuello goal, to be fair, here's the thing. The Stenberg goal, I think there's a bit of sentiment behind it, but I don't think it's necessarily worthy of being in that list. Whereas the Cuello goal, you think of the goals that were scored this season.
This is opinion.
Think of the goals that were scored this season. Is that really top three? I know it was really impactful because of the timing it was.
Man, what it meant? Are you kidding me? Are you going off of aesthetic? You want a pretty goal?
Would you give it to an own goal?
You want a dainty pretty goal? You want a beautiful aesthetic?
Would you have given it to an own goal? Would you have given it to a penalty?
Oh, don't go there.
Right?
Oh, don't go there.
Okay, that's the thing.
Oh, don't go there.
There were so many really good goals.
It was
Cuello deserves it.
Come on.
No, I know that. Again, he deserves a lot of applause for it. I wouldn't have put him in the top three.
I think
right. Cuello's goal, I'm not going to argue with it. I think there's recency bias, which is why it gets so high, which is why it won.
Yeah.
Ultimately, but it was a good goal. It was a good finish from distance. Should the keeper maybe have done more with it? Yes, but you can say that about a lot of goals.
I mean, I think again, it's fascinating. It's the goal that was, and again, I did not vote for this goal. It was the goal that sent this team into extra time in the USL Championship final does not win it, and yet it's the one that gets them there in the first place. Maybe it's because, right, John Stenberg's wasn't the winning goal. It was the equalizer, which then all the chaos happens afterwards. Maybe that factors into it. But, I mean, again, Emi Cuejo, the winner there against Sac, not a bad goal to choose. Not a bad one.
No, it's not, to be fair.
Streets are saying someone might, oh, gosh, get a tattoo to demoralize that Stenberg goal. Someone might.
All right, well, to round us out in this first segment of the awards, we're going to go to the positional awards now, and we'll do the 3 positional awards, okay? So that's the plan, and we will be starting, of course, as any good team should do. We're going to
Goalkeeper of the year.
We're not doing goalkeeper of the year. That would have been, unfortunately, a pretty straightforward choice. But we're starting with best defender.
Okay.
The top 3 for best defender.
Ooh.
Alejandro Fuenmayor.
Okay.
Darnell King.
Okay.
John Stenberg.
Okay with that.
In 3rd place, with 10% of the weighted vote, is Alejandro Fuenmayor.
Wow. Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
The winner of best defender, with 52% of the weighted vote,
This might get wild.
is John Stenberg.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me start off very immediately. Very well deserved. I don't have an issue with it. It's just, this is wild. This man won. This is a mid-season acquisition. And this man won best defender over a club captain, your club captain, and a guy who has been a bona fide starter. Yes, has had ups and downs, but who has played the entirety of the season. That's pretty wild. I'm looking at the breakdown as well. Diehards approve of it with 33%. The media had the overwhelming vote there. Also had the overwhelming fan vote, 65% for fan vote. John Stenberg, what a guy. Even if he doesn't score that equalizer, I honestly would be very hard pressed for people to not vote for him. Yeah, that's fair. That's a very fair shout.
Look, he's had a real big impact since he
did.
joined the club.
He did.
He's been a very, very good player. And I think, look, when you actually look, I see what Michael's saying. They changed the season.
Yeah, he did.
Look, I voted for Stenberg.
I also voted for Stenberg. Here's just
the quality, quality that he brings.
Just again, here is just some stats of even just the top 3 people. Fuenmayor, 33 starts out of 35 total appearances, almost 3,000 minutes. Okay, that was the guy who came in 3rd. Darnell King, 20 starts, 26 appearances, 1,500 minutes. Here's the crazy part. John Stenberg, 16 starts, 17 total appearances. So it's a good handful of starts less than Darnell King, like almost 10 less appearances than Darnell King, 1 less minute played than Darnell King. This man played half the minutes that Fuenmayor did. Bang for your buck. The man came through. Out of all of those 3 guys, he had the highest dual percentage one. He was absolutely just, I think the difference, right? If you're looking at this qualitatively, whenever John Stenberg was there, I can't remember something where it's like, hey, he was out of position or anything like that. He never had a bad match to me. Not even an average one, honestly. He was always good.
That's fair.
He was.
That's fair.
Alrighty.
All right, we move on.
Let's get it.
We move on.
Let's
we
get
move to the best midfielder
Yes.
category. The best midfielder
Yes.
category. So the top 3 are Carlos Harvey, Jose Andres Hernandez, Renzo Zambrano.
Of course.
Yeah.
For note, there were a couple of those on this list. I know people are going to point out Kev. Right, I guess this is maybe the reverse of the John Stenberg thing, where he came on mid-season. Kev Lambert left, a bit midway through the season.
Yeah.
So, there we go.
Well, Kev actually counted as a defender in this as well.
That's fair.
But,
That's fair.
So
I don't know why'd you
in 3rd place.
Oh, sorry. That was a stat. I mean, duh. That was a Statlacky Reese thing where he put it in the midfielder. Gosh darn it.
Statlacky.
Easily confusing.
Renzo Zambrano finished in 3rd place.
Fair.
With 5% of the weighted vote. The winner, with an overwhelming 71% of the weighted vote, was Carlos Harvey.
Whoa, okay.
Is that a shock to anybody? I don't think so. I voted for Carlos. You probably voted for Carlos.
I actually think I might have voted for Jose Andres Hernandez.
You think you voted for Jose Andres Hernandez? There were a few votes for him, so you might have done.
I'm pretty sure I did. I mean, I'm not surprised by it by any means. I think I look at this as the body of work, right? I mean, on all these three guys, they were the primary midfielders at the core. I think Jose Andres Hernandez, I think to me, why I put my vote for him is I think just the consistency. I think Carlos Harvey was very much, his peaks were high. And I don't even know if he had lows, but right, he's due for a yellow card. Maybe not always the classical performance, but that man bossed it, especially during the first half of the year. Multiple man of the match awards on our end. I think the thing, I also kind of give it to availability. And while Carlos was often available, especially during the, a good bit down the stretch during the end of the regular season, was not really starting, was not as featuring as prominently. I think Jose Andres Hernandez just kept this team humming and really in the offensive end. But that being said, I have no qualms with Carlos Harvey. I'm not surprised at all that he won this.
Yeah, no, it's understandable, right? I think, again, I when you actually just look at the production he had in there, you look at, I mean, we've spoken about it constantly with like the spark that he can give as well, attacking wise, and all of those kind of things. I think you've got a guy in Carlos Harvey who is phenomenal.
And I think the beauty is, like, actually, you kind of look at these guys, all three of these guys are relatively evenly distributed. Renzo Zambrano, 29 starts, 35 appearances, 2,700 minutes. Jose Andres Hernandez, 24 starts, 34 appearances, 2,000 minutes. Carlos Harvey, 29 starts, 34 appearances, 2,600 minutes. They literally were all within one appearance of each other. These guys were consistently playing. They all brought something incredibly different. But I really like this trio. I will say this was the fun part of the team where I think the midfield, you would not find a more diverse group of guys and what they brought to the table. It kind of was like a Goldilocks situation with their skill set, and very enjoyable.
Yeah. Right. One more category before we take a short break from the awards. We're going to go with the best forward.
Oh, man.
Okay.
I think there might be some surprises here, and I don't know what it is. There might be some surprises. Here we go.
The top three for best forward were Danny Trejo.
Okay.
Manuel Arteaga.
Okay.
Panos Armanakis.
Okay. Makes sense.
In third place, with 9% of the weighted vote, was Manuel Arteaga.
Don't have an before we get in the first place. Don't have an issue. It's wild. Again, this guy was a Golden Boot leader for most of the season. He finished 5th in the USL.
And we put him at he finished third.
This just shows how dangerous this squad was. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Yeah. Give it to us.
The winner of best forward with 74% of the weighted vote. 74% of the weighted vote.
That's heavy.
Is Danny Trejo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Not really a shock, I just thought, to anyone here. Danny's really proven himself this year, I think. He had a season where, look, you've seen him do some of the stuff in fucking in Vegas, and just no, he then comes. I've completely lost my train of thought on that one. You take it away from me.
Oh, sound like Curious and I just looking at each other. Did we just hear that?
It happens occasionally. It's
rare. He said the N word on air. No, Danny Trejo, right? You're looking at the media votes for all three of these guys. First off, media vote 92% for Danny Trejo. The rest for Panos Armanakis. Clearly weighted to those guys. Big impact guys. I think consistent in what they brought. But Danny Trejo, to me, listen, Manuel Arteaga very much was scoring goals, banging them in the first half of the season. Darius Formella, especially down the stretch, absolutely had a tear of it. Panos Armanakis, the man is a playmaker. He's a bit of a different position than the other three guys, but he very much was the conduit. But the beauty about Danny Trejo, if you look at the season as a whole, you can't really find a stretch where it's like, 2, 3, 4 games. This guy is like really not brought it. There's maybe 1 or 2 where it's like, okay, kind of off his game. But the man was even more of a Golden Boot threat for a reason. There's a reason why this man led the team in goal contributions. Danny Trejo, what a talent. Honestly, just what a pleasure watching him. Some of those goals, my word, he crushed it. He absolutely crushed it.
Phenomenal.
Some stats on him. First off, 37 total appearances. The man did it all. 19 goals off of 12.38 XG.
Yeah.
The guy knows how to. The guys know how to do it. Sorry, if it was Bluebird. Don't effing swear. Oh, your mom is watching. Don't do that. Don't do that, buddy.
Remember people fixating on that one is great.
Oh yeah, we're clip that. Clip that.
The PHNX Suns
No, don't divert. Don't divert. As Owen has told me before, there are kids that listen to this as we hide the Four Peaks beer. Right. Danny Trejo also 31 chances
what
created.
happens when I almost accidentally sent the wrong tweet out?
Oh dear gosh. Yes.
Announcing results and I'm getting distracted as I do it.
Oh my gosh. 31 chances created, 7 assists off of 3.7 expected assists.
I'll hop in though with just the one comment there. With Danny going to sign extension long term with Phoenix. The answer, Andrew, I'm sorry, we're not expecting.
The man is.
I won't rule out the fact that he may be back, but I'll say this: I wouldn't bet on it. I certainly wouldn't bet a tattoo on it, unlike some people would like to bet tattoos on things. But I wouldn't bet on Danny Trejo to return.
No, Danny Trejo again. The man's a talent. You appreciate him for being a Phoenix Rising player for contributing to this season, but again, you're proud to see him go because the dude crushed it. If you get him back, that's gravy. But again, phenomenal player. We have said all along, you hope that he lives up to it and that he is too good for this league. Yeah.
All right. Well,
okay.
Max, take it away, my friend.
Oh boy, man. Well, how do we balance out all of those different awards, everything like that? Friends at Circle K. That's absolutely going to help quench my thirst. I am parched after all of that analysis, all that waiting. Owen put me through everything.
And the bigger awards are coming up next.
Oh gosh, I'm not ready. But Circle K, help me get ready.
Reese, you've heard me use words like that before.
I've never heard it.
Let's be honest.
Never heard it once in my life. Especially not from Owen. But yes, I love it. We're keeping on this track. But no, Circle K, right? Join the Inner Circle program. Super easy. Look at that fresh, fancy, shiny new lower third. For those of you who are watching, download their Inner Circle rewards program. It's easy. You download the Circle K app. You opt into the Inner Circle program with your phone number. It's that easy. 5 free Polar Pops, 5 discounts on gas fill-ups, free snacks, everything like that. Shout out to friends at Circle K. Be on the lookout in the near future. We're going to be cooking up some new stuff with them. So, maybe a little...
Let Max cook?
Let Max cook.
Let Max cook.
You know it, baby. Let me cook. Shout out Circle K. Download the Circle program. Let's go. Also, you don't have to download this. You can just, go on your mobile device, go on your laptop, go on some other third option and get some merch. We have a lot of fun stuff going here at the PHNX Locker.com. First off, I want to just take a moment to look at how lovely. Come here. Look at us. We're matching. We totally planned this. We coordinated it. It was great.
Known he was wearing it at a once.
We coordinated. I said, hey buddy, we're in the PHNX Rising Guard. Oh yeah. Oh no, he loves it. He loves it. We're recording this. You can look like us. You can match too. But hey, if you don't want to match us at the moment, that's fine. Check out, for those of you watching, on the bottom left of our screen, we got a nice, beautiful new t-shirt there. Got a new t-shirt there. It's for champions only. You guys are champions. We're champions. Rising's champions. Rise to the top with champions. The shirt of the champions. The champion. Not that champions. The championes.
Let's avoid the copyright infringements here, please, Max.
I didn't. It's audible. They can't sue. But anyway, get our new shirt. It's awesome. Guys, again, this is something that we reported last week. There are a lot of sizes that are low on stock because y'all have just been flocking. Small, medium, XL, all down. I checked today. Larges are limited quantity as well. Oh, and how many larges are left?
10.
10. And I need to buy some more holiday tickets. So don't steal all of them.
Mediums are also low on stock.
Oh dear gosh. Don't buy them all because I need some, for some more holiday gifts. Got to put in another order.
Get in and buy them then, Max.
Oh gosh. But yes, make sure to get our awesome new tee, champions only, and you guys who also fan of the other sports teams out here, all of PHNX. We got a lot of other shows doing great things. You don't have to just rep our merch. Rep our merch across the darn board. Black Friday up to 90% off items, and you spend $75, get a $15 gift card. Again, free money, big discounts. We ain't kidding, guys. Black Friday, stuff opens like 12:01, like whatever the beginning of Friday
Max is buying t-shirts.
Max is buying t-shirts. Goodness gracious. Wow, Breeze literally just said as well. Yes, Black Friday. It's awesome. Do it now. Buy the new merch. Run us out of stock that way. We got to do a reorder. Let's make it happen. Let's do it. Again, shout out Eric who created the shirt, but we want to say we need some more of them. Let's go.
That's true. But right, let's just scroll up a little bit. I want to address one more comment before Scott with "Are we keeping anyone?" Are we keeping anybody? Exactly is what Scott says there. Yes. Look, this
big if true.
This team is looking to keep a strong core together, and I'd personally expect that there's a chance that there could be upwards of 2/3 of the players return. Okay, there we go.
Ooh,
that keeps you guys happy.
Ooh.
There's the news. There's your update. Right, we'll move on with the awards. We got 6 more to go through.
As we do, baby.
Before we are done. We're going to move on now. And it wasn't spinach and broccoli, I think you'll find, by the way, Michael. It was green bell pepper and half spinach.
Yeah, you tell him, Owen. Oh,
Spinach
don't get Damon started.
Might have even been better.
Oh, here we go.
It's possible.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. To be fair, it's a really low bar he set there with what he ordered.
Okay.
So.
Again, I already bought pizzas. The week or two after, I redeemed myself. I don't want to hear it. Let's move on to the awards.
We move on to the awards. Best mid-season acquisition we're going to do next.
Oh, dude, this is spicy.
Now, this is spicy. So, the top 3 will shock nobody. Darius Formella.
Boom.
John Stenberg.
Bang.
Panos Amanakis.
Gravy.
No, Reese. Jackson Conway didn't get a single vote. So that tells you what you need to know. In third place,
riot.
with 2% of the weighted vote, was Darius Formella.
Yeah.
This one was tight.
Yeah.
And I'll give you the breakdown now before we move on. 51.
Got a Panos praise
46.
Circle. Say it again one more time.
51-46.
Is that our tightest one?
No.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
But it's tight.
That's pretty tight. I'm puckered.
The winner, with 51% of the weighted votes, John Stenberg picks up his second award on the night.
Dude is sweeping awards.
There we go. John Stenberg picks up best mid-season acquisition. Again, very tight one in there. The Diehards pulled quite hard for Panos.
70% of the Diehards for
Media
Panos.
pulled quite hard for Stenberg, although I will say I voted Panos.
I also voted Panos.
The fans also pulled in the direction of Stenberg, and that's what ultimately lifts him up in that situation.
So let's keep on this graphic for a hot second, right? So Darius Formella, right? If we're looking at the weighted vote, like you said, 2%. Fan vote, he got 7% of that fan vote. No percent for Diehards or Media, right?
He got single-digit votes.
He did. So then you're looking at these two guys. You could very much make the case for both. They brought something very different. Panos, the reason why I voted for him is I think he gave, as much as John Stenberg did solidify this defense, has solidified the passing out of the back and everything like that, to me, Panos brought an entirely new dimension to this attack where without him, I really don't know what this team would have looked like. There were very long stretches where we're like, what are we doing here? So Panos, again, like you mentioned, the Diehards, 70% for him. They were 30% for John Stenberg. Media was essentially the flip-flop, and the fan vote was decently split. But you can't go wrong with either guy. I love Panos in this situation just based on how much he transformed the team. But John Stenberg, the man riding high.
John Stenberg, the man riding high. I would agree with you in terms of Panos. To me, really did ultimately, turn this team around at the time that he came in. I think his contribution in the attack was completely night and day what we'd seen before.
Well, and I think
when they were struggling, I think,
again,
right? Was he perfect when he was out there? No, he played through a lot of injuries late on. I mean, both of those guys realistically were not fully fit when they played in the final.
No, very much so. And I think like the fascinating thing is, like, again, we keep on talking about Panos, like this team needed something and they got something. John Stenberg, we always we're kind of harkening back to like early in the season, like, okay, it could be on the radar at some point, But then you think about the events that happened. Krutzen, injured. Kev, he's out the door. And you're seeing just like the remaining players and how they're stacking up. It's like bit of inconsistency at times from Fuenmayor, from even Mo Traore hadn't even Mo Traore hadn't kind of hit his like redemption arc yet. And you're like, this defense isn't bad, but like we kind of need something to shore it up. So very fair play. Stenberg did the job.
Indeed.
Okay.
Right. We move on.
Yeah.
Most clutch player is up next.
Oh gosh. Let's go.
The shortlist, the top 3 for most clutch player. Emil Cuello.
Yep.
Manuel Arteaga.
Okay.
Rocco Rios Novo. In third place, with 10% of the weighted vote, is Manuel Arteaga.
Okay.
The winner
Yeah.
of most clutch player, with 55% of the weighted vote,
Ooh.
Emil Cuello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that surprise you at all, Max?
No, I mean, Rocco, very, very fair shout, especially in his heroics with the PK shootout and everything like that. I think it's one of those things, I don't know. I'm going to be very careful with my phrasing. Rocco Rios Novo, his performance was incredibly clutch in the final. He does it. I voted for Cuello because Rocco to me was so consistent throughout the year that he almost didn't like need to be clutch in certain games, if that makes sense. Versus Emi Cuello, that man, whenever he was making a cameo, you're thinking, this dude's gonna fucking bang a rocket in. He had three?
See, I get all the looks when I say it. You just slip it out there.
Wait, what?
He just dropped one as well.
No, well, that's different. Yeah, I'm the wild card of the show.
You need to get a tattoo, mate.
Anyway, Emi Cuello, the man had 3 different goals that were either equalizing or winning the match down the stretch of the season. 1 in the regular season, which was an absolute banger of an equalizer, and then 2 in the playoffs. Again, I'm honestly kind of surprised even that it's this low. Right, fan vote 58%, media 75%, an overwhelming favorite there. Diehards 33% for Cuello. It's very, very interesting, but very well deserved. I think for a guy who, again, minutes per game and what the output was, the man just stepped the heck up.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. I voted for Rocco in this one because I thought,
that's fair.
Look, I understand Emmy did it in those moments towards the end of the season. And it's always easy sometimes, I think, to give it to a guy who scores big goals. I take nothing away from him.
Goals change games, by the way.
They do. Yeah, but on the upper end, I think that Rocco has done it so many times this season, just keeping this team in games, in big, big moments.
That's fair.
Even in the final, right? He did it. Before even the shootout, he did it during regular play.
He really did.
And I think that Rocco to me, he got my vote, but I understand Emmy. I understand Emmy as the winner.
Okay, do we have 3 awards left? Am I saying that right?
No, we have 4.
Oh, wow. Okay.
4.
Oh, we do have
remaining.
4. You're right.
4 remaining. We start.
One second before you go. People, hit that like button, please. There's a lot of you in here. I appreciate all the comments, everything like that. Hit that like button.
Hit that like button.
Make us look good.
Every like button that's hit results in a bigger tattoo for Max.
Don't
Move
add
on to our tightest race of the entire night.
Oh gosh.
And you're going to tell that, but as well by just how scattered this was based on the weighted vote share of the winners, the top 3 in general.
Okay.
And it's unsung hero, right? So the idea for this
hero.
one is to award someone who doesn't get the recognition they deserve for the contribution they put in. The top 3 for unsung hero: Alejandro Fuenmayor, Jose Andres Hernandez, Panos Armanakis.
Okay.
In third place.
Interesting trio of players. Interesting.
Indeed.
Okay.
In third place, with 12% of the weighted vote, is Panos Armanakis.
Okay.
The winner of the award for the unsung hero, with 16% of the weighted vote. Bear that in mind, right? When Danny won Best Forward, 74%. The winner of unsung hero got 16%.
Oh,
of
gosh.
the weighted vote.
How many people were in double digits of voting, of the way to vote?
Jose Andres Hernandez is the winner.
Yeah.
So Fuenmayor finishes on 15%, just 1% behind him on the weighted vote. The Diehards pulled slightly towards Fuenmayor. The fans backed Maryvale in this one. Jose Andres Hernandez does finish top of the pack for this one.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's why he got my vote for midfielder. He was just that guy, very consistent. You always knew what you were going to get from him. He never had a bad match. Granted, I get it. He was never the guy who's always going to pop out off the screen like Carlos Harvey or always have those big goals. He did bag one, of course, but he was never going to be that guy of like, hey, you need something. That's your guy you turn to. But he was just humming along, very steady. My vote actually was one of his midfield counterparts. I actually had Renzo Zambrano. I think a guy who was also very under the radar. You wouldn't see him. I mean, honestly, when we talked about it, it was often for yellow cards and kind of being that enforcer. But no, I also really like Renzo throughout the season. Yes, he did have some low points, but I think just like a guy who you never really talked about because he just helped facilitate attack. He was a good conduit up to defense. He was just kind of everywhere. But Jose Andres Hernandez, no issues with me.
No, I understand him as a winner. I voted for Juan Guerra in this case.
Yeah.
I felt that he was a guy who I think so much of the season was just one of the first names on that team sheet ultimately, right?
Yeah, buddy.
And yeah, he had a few poor games, but overall did a solid job. And to me, that was more the categorization of unsung hero. But again, when you look at Jose Andres Hernandez, you look at a guy who is someone who has been so much of a contribution through.
I'm just here because I heard I won the unsung hero.
No, you didn't,
not.
Sol. No.
Okay. All right, that's cool.
It's all Bookman, everyone.
There we go. Now.
You won Clutch Player of the Year, Saul.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll.
You won most
make
improved,
your
Saul.
own
You won
customer.
most improved. Oh, he's
Yeah,
gonna hate that
because
one.
we didn't put that out there.
That was Saul Bookman, everyone. All right. Yeah, let's move on.
The best gate crasher?
Yeah,
It's not the first time it's happened.
well, not the last.
But yeah, I think Jose Andres Hernandez, you look at him, again, the local lad who stepped in late in the season and really stepped up. Definitely can't argue.
Yeah.
Right, move on. This one's now, we're getting into the bigger ones. I think more important to win. They tell you a lot more about the people. Best ambassador.
I love this one.
So who best represents his club on and off the field? The top three for best ambassador: Darnell King, Panos Armanakis,
This man keeps coming up.
Patrick Rakovsky. Wow, that's an interesting one. You didn't expect to see that.
I did not
you,
hear
man?
Rakovsky. I also didn't hear. Did my ears deceive me? I didn't hear Kev Lambert.
No.
Okay.
Kev Lambert actually finished with 4% on the weighted vote.
Okay.
Whereas, the third place with 8% on the weighted vote
Okay.
is Patrick Rakovsky.
Okay.
The winner of Best Ambassador for 2023
Ambassador.
with 48% of the weighted votes is Darnell King. Your captain, Darnell King.
Yeah. Dude, you're not gonna get any argument from me. The man is a man of the people. I mean, yes, best ambassador. Is it easy to say captain? Sure. But he's a guy where, I mean, man, you even talked about it. A guy who's been maligned by certain people within the fan base, outside this team and everything like that. And just good person, especially right during when he was injured, especially when this team is going through tough times. A guy who really galvanized them. And that's on the on-field stuff. You know, right, you've had a chance to talk to him multiple times and everything like that. I know he came in for the interview right before the final and everything like that. Just a good dude.
Yeah.
It's a good dude. I voted personally Panos Armanakis, and I was actually like kind of surprised. I was doing this like, wait, I'm gonna give best ambassador to a guy who came on mid-season, and yet I think to me I gave it because everything in our Discord, everything from our fans in this chat, the people love him. The people absolutely love Panos. We got a lot of Panos love throughout the season with this guy. I mean, yeah, that's why I voted for him. Yeah.
Well, I get that. I voted for Darnell. But,
That's fair.
All right, we've got two left. We're going to get serious. We're going to go with the Young Player of the Year next. So the Young Player of the Year, of course, is for a player who is 23 or younger at some point during the course of the season.
Style lacking on this.
Top three for Young Player of the Year are Carlos Harvey, Mo Traore, Rocco Rios Novo.
Goodness gracious.
In third place, with 8% of the weighted vote, is Mo Traore.
Okay.
The winner,
Oh gosh.
with 63%
Oh, that's pretty.
of the weighted vote,
Pretty good.
Your 2023 Young Player of the Year is Rocco Rios Novo.
Yeah.
Is that a shock to anybody? No, like this one I feel was an obvious choice. Like Carlos Harvey, good player, really good player, did some great things here. But Rocco was just huge in so many other ways.
Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of break the dynamics of like Young Player of the Year, right? It doesn't just a guy. You kind of break it down to like two things. It's potential versus results. From a young player perspective, the potential was very obvious. You had seen where he'd played prior to coming to Phoenix Rising, and you knew like, okay, it's there. This man can do it at a certain level. Then you actually go in the results. And this man being, what, 21 throughout the season? 21 throughout the season, as he nods.
He turned 21 this season.
He turned 21 this season. That man
turned 21.
Dear gosh.
In June.
Holy
this
heck.
guy won the league, got the league championship game MVP award.
Couldn't even drink a beer. Like,
couldn't drink a beer earlier in
America. In America, a couple months prior. My word. I think to have an impact anywhere at the starting lineup at that age and everything like that, but then you are leading a defense. You are so calm, cool, and collected in the way you play, where you're passing out the back and where you're not hoofing it. You're not panicking. The man never showed signs of panic, played well beyond his years. Easy choice.
Easy choice. Which brings us
Oh, gosh.
to our final award.
Oh, gosh.
For this one, I'm going to name a top 5.
Please.
We're going to drag this one out. The Player of the Year. Your 2023 Player of the Year. The top 5 feature Danny Trejo,
Yep.
Darnell King, John Stenberg,
Man.
Panos Armanakis, and Rocco Rios Novo. I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. With 4% of the weighted vote in 5th place, Darnell King.
Mm-hmm.
With 5% on the weighted vote in 4th place, John Stenberg.
Mm-hmm.
So we're now down to our top 3. It's Trejo, Armanakis, Rios Novo. In 3rd place, with 9% of the weighted votes, Panos Armanakis.
Oh, man.
The winner of Player of the Year. This was a tight one. I'll give you the breakdown now for Player of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
38% for the winner.
Oh, gosh.
34% for the runner-up.
Oh, gosh.
It was a close one. Your 2023 Phoenix Rising Player of the Year is Danny Trejo.
Hey! Man. Huh.
It's hard to argue it's not deserved. Even,
No.
Again, right? And
No.
I personally voted for Rocco in this case. But Danny, you look at the numbers that he put up during the course of the year. The goals, the assists. There's a reason that this guy has got a serious chance of moving, up a division or moving overseas. There's a reason. When I say things about how, you can't bank on the fact that he's coming back, it's because of what he showed this year. Phenomenal player, phenomenal forward. And at this level, you don't get that. You don't get that for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the breakdown here, right? I mean, like you said, 38% for Danny Trejo, 34% for Rocco. Fan vote, almost even. 31% Danny Trejo, 30% Rocco. Diehards, even. 40% for both players. Media, 42% for Danny Trejo, 33% media for Rocco. Listen, we always kind of felt when we were kind of looking at this, I figured it would come down to these two, possibly given a little bit of recency bias, maybe John Stenberg in there as well. I'm actually a little bit surprised he's not in the top 3, but when you look at
John Stenberg.
Yeah.
I think he just wasn't here for long enough. But then Panos,
that's the thing. That's the thing. When you look at, what this season was and everything like that, these two guys at their respective positions, granted, Rocco, he's a keeper, but they were the most consistent guys on the team. They never had bad stretches. And even if they had a not up to their standard stuff, their average was better than a lot of other people around the league, was better than a lot of other people on the squad. Again, I go down to goals change games. You got to love the cliche, but how often did we see this team struggling to find form, struggling to find a goal, and both in regular season and in playoffs, out of nowhere, whether it was against the run of play or just doing his heroics and magic, Danny freaking Trejo delivers time and time again. Deserved Player of the Year. 2023, baby.
Your 2023 Player of the Year, Danny Trejo.
Man. Oh, dude, that was fun. Any as we kind of look back at this, I know we had kind of talked about like, right, guys who are like on the periphery, anything like that. Which of these do you feel like most confident that people got right? Everything like that.
I think the fact it was a close run for the Ultimate Player of the Year between Danny Trejo and Rocco Rios-Novo. Whichever way that had cracked, I wouldn't complain. But the fact it was close between those two, and they both kind of ran away with it as well. Again, you look at it, Panos finished in third with 9%. Both of those right around that 35 to 40 kind of percentage area. I think is right. That is the way it should go. Rocco deserved Young Player of the Year.
He did.
That Stenberg Panos one, again, very, very tight.
Goodness.
I think it could have gone either way.
Yeah.
I don't have any complaints about it going either way. I understand the Quajo one for Clutch, Unsung Hero. I mean, a lot of these, I don't think... Look, maybe with the exception again, I personally would have picked a different one for regular season win. I did pick a different one for playoff because, of course, it was something else that was a little bit funny, let's say. Let's put it that way. And goal of the season, I think, was hugely recency bias kind of influenced. I think, broadly speaking, I don't really have a lot of arguments with it. I mean, people voted reasonably.
I don't think
I'm glad about that. I'm glad that people voted reasonably because sometimes you put stuff out to the public and the public are...
No, but
public.
But here's the beautiful
Boaty McBoatface type.
No, but here's the beautiful part about this is, again, we pulled 3 different categories of people. We pulled the media. They had their own one-weighted vote. We had pulled fans. They had their one-weighted vote. And then we pulled diehards. Their one-weighted vote. Notice that we did not influence this bad boy, right? Like, this was purely the fans and everything like that and media. Love that. You know, man, I don't think there was anyone where it's like, this is a ghastly miss or anything like that. I think people overall got it right. And we're happy everyone did to see, quote Andrew in the chat, everyone is Player of the Year.
So shout out Damon, though, in there with Panos have the most top. He had 5 finishes in the top 3 and didn't win a single award.
Siley is absolutely crushed. Absolutely crushed on that one. Mikey, the bicycle kick was rightfully placed.
It did have to crack the top 3.
It did have to crack
phenomenal.
the top 3. It was
phenomenal as a goal.
Got my vote. Got both of our votes, I think, actually. That was fun, man.
That was fun.
We'll be putting these putting these, of course, in Discord just so that you guys can see a nice visual. We'll be putting this on Twitter as well. Stylac will be getting us some clips, so some fun commentary and all that stuff. But this has been a fun episode. It's nice to look back at the season retrospect. Of course, we'll be doing it a bit further throughout the playoffs, throughout the offseason and everything like that. And there's no offseason. There's no offseason. Peyton Gallagher, media member of the year. Owen is the media member.
As producer Damon said it, so I'm...
Owen is the media member of the year. Appreciate you, buddy.
Why is he definitely not Max?
That's just what I wanted to make clear. Shot. We don't have to go there.
With 0% of the vote, Max Simpson.
Joke's on you. I would vote for me. No, I would not.
Be fair to him. If he gets the tattoo done, he gets 5%. I think for that.
Oh, son of a! Here, let's
get that tattoo done, mate.
Anyway, yeah, we just want to end the show immediately right now. No, but I do want to make sure, right?
Damon, we've already said it. Off-season content. Max gets tattoo on pod. No, Max gets tattoo live. If you're in Discord, if you're a diehard, okay?
That's true.
Then you get to see Max do it live. Otherwise, you have to deal with the fact that it'll be on YouTube and it'll be highlights.
And how do you become a diehard? Again, ladies and gentlemen, Black Friday sale. Once again, it's the perfect time for the holidays. Super, super easy. Check out our merch. As you saw, we got the new shirt, 90%, up to 90% off all things off the site. Spend $75, get a $15 gift card. You can get a Diehard membership as well. That literally gets you a free shirt in addition to all the great stuff we're talking about. Get some tattoo content, get some exclusive content. We're going to have a lot of fun. Moving forward, just as a... yes.
Tattoo with our Black Friday sale?
No,
there we go. We got Espo
Gosh.
shouting about Max getting a tattoo.
People can't stop talking about it, apparently. Goodness gracious.
Max is getting a tattoo.
Max is getting... Max, if you just got a date in the calendar, right, we'd all stop. But until you do that, also bear in mind, sorry, I rumor has it, right, that a certain member of the PHNX staff here... No, not me even. Wants to make some designs and may tweet them out in the near future. So, there we go. Max tattoo designs.
What?
If you've got any idea, tweet your tattoo designs at us.
Wait, no, what?
Yeah.
Max is getting a tattoo.
Remember, the original clip...
I don't like how you say it in the
original
same
clip-
tone that he does in the cadence.
The original
The
clip...
enunciation.
The original clip that our good friend Stat Lucky Reese has managed to pull, and we will, of course, play it on this show eventually if required to shame Max into getting the tattoo that he correctly signed up to get. Did say there'd be community involvement. So I think we go public. If people have ideas for tattoo designs, feel free to send them in.
I also laid out what it'll be. So
Yeah, but you said we'd let them potentially actually design the thing.
yeah, keyword.
So it's gonna be Adman as a superhero with the cartoon head because he said yes. You did say yes to that on the original clip. He also said it would have a cape. So
yeah, darn cape.
You did say that, man.
Oh gosh.
If you've got any designs, especially shout Edward if you're in the chat or anywhere, we know you love graphic design. Graphic design is your passion.
No,
send us
it's
designs.
not.
Send
Don't
us
do
designs.
that. Don't do that. Anyway, gosh, as I try to regather my
Mr. Simpson's getting a tattoo.
dignity. Just a programming note moving forward. During the off season, right? We will be, of course, ramping up, right? Tuesdays and Thursdays as we get closer to preseason, everything like that. Moving forward for this podcast, we can keep it Tuesdays, 6 p.m., right? So join us. It's in a week from now, per usual. We will be again nixing the Thursday show. But in the he
doesn't have to deal with me next week either.
No, we don't. But we're going to have some fun content. You guys are going to host with Maxie here. Good time. But no, we're going to, even on those Thursdays, going to create some nice fun content. Try to go some more interactive, do some diehard stuff. So we'll keep you guys informed. But just, again, Owen works too hard. So we want to give him a show back, a day back in his life.
Yeah, but the reason I'm missing next week's show is because I'm doing something else.
Well, no. I'm talking about like in general, like the Thursday show for the next couple months. But anyway, yes, Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Anything else, Owen, before we get the heck out of here?
Tattoo.
Okay, yeah, this is why I don't ask. Anyway, appreciate everyone joining us on the PHNX Rising podcast, award-winning. Well, not because we're voted by any awards, but because Rising won a championship that essentially counts as an award. I'm going to say it until it's true.
Max is committing fraud.
Well, exaggerating the truth. It's what I do.
That's
Anyway,
funny. You guys actually did win an award, the best Phoenix Rising Podcast of the Year award.
Stop it.
Congratulations.
Oh, please. Thank you. I appreciate that.
We'll get a clap around.
How many
Here's
other
the
Phoenix Rising specific
Shut up,
podcasts
Owen!
do we have?
Don't talk. You can follow us at PHNX _ Rising on Twitter because double the underscore.
Double the pressure on Max to get that tattoo.
This is why, again, I knew it was coming. That's why I don't
and
ask this.
half the spinach on the pizza as well.
That was just a low shout, my guy.
Producer Damon is loving
You're
this
kidding.
in the corner.
You can follow me on Twitter at Max David Simpson. You can follow on Twitter at OJ Evans 18. You can follow Reese on Twitter. Sound like Reese on Twitter at Reese11 _ No comment about how it used to be 2 underscores, even though that was a slight comment. Honestly, shout out this man. He got put in a lot of work throughout the season and really for these awards. So good job.
So Max, the way you're covering your face there, have you got just? No, he hasn't got the tattoo on his forehead. Okay, I just wanted to clarify.
This is now devolving into nothing. You can follow producer Damon on Twitter at Damon Dog with a D-A-W-G with a with a little rougher bark. A bark? No. Is that gonna happen?
It's as rough as your treatment to the fans who are waiting patiently for this tattoo.
And you know what? Good things happen to those who wait. But, folks, it's a beautiful game. But it's way more beautiful having a little turkey day. Have a nice Thanksgiving, everyone, for those who celebrate.
Good night, champions.
Cheers.
We all silly like the mayor.